right, monitoring this on my phone. It looks good now. So we are back, and the clock on your screen there is correct. Once again, thank you for your patience. I see we have one person rejoining us, so if that one person can message everybody else and tell them we're back, much appreciated. I want to thank our sponsors today, including Essentia Health, Network Technology Solutions, MTI Synergy for Success, Otter Tail Corporation, Town and Country Credit Union, and Oasis C-Store and Jasmine's Cafe in Glendon, Minnesota. Still 0-0 here as the Dakota Fusion on their black jerseys with the Duluth FC Blue Greens in their white with green stripe jerseys. So don't really have to explain it beyond that. If you can't figure it out from that explanation, I don't know what to say to you. Once again, these two teams played to a 0-0 draw just about 48 hours ago. And right now we're almost 15 minutes into this matchup and still no score. So we'll get another corner kick here. To Elizabeth and CJ, both say thank you and you're welcome. I had a suspicion, I knew what it was. I checked our settings and I was exactly right. So we got that fixed. That one sent up high over the crossbar. (14-14) and counting here as we're in the 15th minute of play now between the Blue Greens and the Fusion. So that'll be Blue Green's ball there, and send with the throw-in will be Ortega, number 11. And that's taken away quickly there by Nicola Lai. And in the corner, Lai gets it off the knee and out of bounds of the Duluth FC defender, and that'll be a Dakota Fusion throw-in here. Once again, we're in the 16th minute of play now. Mike with you here on the commentary. We got Grant running the camera, and we have Janice running the on-field scoreboard. So that is our crew for today, and I'm also double dipping as your PA announcer on this particular game. And took some getting used to last game, but I'm used to it now. Blue Green's trying to make a move here, and that one's popped away momentarily by the Fusion back to midfield where the defense will take care of it here for Duluth FC. I believe that is Nyes. It's kind of hard to see the numbers on those striped jerseys, but I think they're blue on green if I'm not mistaken. That would make sense if it was. So we'll do the best we can to keep track of those players. That cross pass headed out to the far sideline, and the Blue Greens will pick it up again. Racing after on the far side there is Hajaz, and it's good to see Hajaz back in there. He was one of the two players that ended up in that collision on the back line about 10 minutes ago. They gave Hajaz a concussion test on the sideline here thanks to our medical staff member from Essentia Health. And he must have passed it because he's back in now. And so hopefully that means the Duluth player passed it as well. But like I said, it's hard to see the jersey numbers, so I can't confirm if he's back on the field or not. Another corner kick opportunity here for Duluth FC. Let's send that one in. Nice boot. And he got over the top with a whistle, and that'll result in a free kick here for the Dakota Fusion. So once again in net is Vicent Sanchez for the Dakota Fusion. And you got Foltz in net for Duluth FC. They'll work it out near side here for Edmondson. Edmondson will pop it back out midfield. Defense will try and set something up here. Once again, the Fusion are doing a 2-4-4 while Duluth is doing a 3-3-4. The 3-3-4 setup for Duluth is the same setup that the Fusion used in that game 2 days ago against the Blue Greens. And some contact there, and oh, he's going to pull out a yellow card. I don't know, from my vantage point, it didn't seem like he did that with that much intent, but apparently the referee down on the field thought differently, so we'll go with that call. So I'll set up a free kick here for the Fusion. It's first yellow card of the season here at Jim Gata Stadium. Comes in the 19th minute. Fusion have not had the ball down on this side of the field very frequently here so far. Or if they have, I've been busy trying to fix the stream. One of the two. This is my first eyeball appearance of the Fusion on this end of the field here as we enter into the 20th minute of play here at Jim Gata Stadium. That shot attempt there was blocked. It was Romano Sanchez on the shot attempt, as it'll be controlled by Ellingson over on the far side. Fusion showed us some very talented passing skills in that game against the Minnesota Blizzard. And we knew that this game would be one of the bigger tests. And if you were watching that game against the Blizzard, we said in the post game that the next game would be against Duluth FC, and that could potentially be a matchup of teams that were either 1-2 or tied at 1 or tied at, well, there would be no tied at 2, but they would either be tied at 1 or one of them would be 1 and one of them would be 2. And in this case, it was Duluth FC at 1 and the Fusion at 2, just as we predicted here. Free kick coming from just beyond 50 yards outside of the net here for Duluth FC. Don't let those football numbers confuse you. Just add 10 to whatever number you see, and that'll be the accurate number. That free kick is headed out defensively there by the Fusion. Loose ball, and it's picked up. I believe that is number, well, it looked like number 3, but they don't have a number 3 on their roster. That one's into the back of the net. We'll see if we can figure out who scored that one. And the Fusion, or the Duluth FC Blue Greens strike first in the 13th minute. Eduardo Nyes is who they're crediting the goal to. He's wearing number 10 there for the Blue Greens. It's amazing how one button cures every problem you have in the start of a broadcast. That's from an equipment standpoint. I know that watching from home, you don't know what I'm talking about, but trust me, it's a deep sigh of relief for me right now to know that everything's going to work. If I push a button, it's going to work. Near side, Edmondson will push it up. And somehow that ball stays alive, and now, yeah, I don't know if he has a case to plead or not, but I would lean towards a green with him. And I know this is a Fusion broadcast, but I try to call it down the middle as much as possible. So over on the far side, throw in there. Hajaz will throw it in. Blue Greens make contact and try and get possession, and coming away with there is Raisuke Miyata. Blue Greens will try and use the near sideline to gain possession, and they'll go out of bounds. And a quick throw in here onto the foot of Miyata. Miyata trying to slip it in there, but punched out by the blue-green defenders, and that'll be considered out of bounds. The ball itself was not out of bounds, but as soon as the player touched it out of bounds, then it was out of bounds because he had one foot on the ground and the other foot on the ball. He had to be in midair to successfully keep that in. That's the cool rules of soccer, is the ball could be up in outer space and over the outside of the line, it's still not out of bounds. But as soon as somebody touches it out of bounds, that's when the whistle comes. Unlike in other sports where if the ball itself goes out of bounds, that's the end of the play. Not so in soccer. Nice work of the near sideline here for the Blue Greens. That centering pass, nobody home for Duluth FC, and it's cleared out to midfield there by the Fusion defense. Some contact there. They got all ball. Foltz comes out, puts a boot on it, goes over the far sideline. Free kick here for Duluth, I believe, anyway. So it took 109 minutes for somebody on one of these two teams to score a goal. And it came in the 19th minute of game number 2 in 48 hours here. Off the foot of Eduardo Nyes. Fusion trying to control it. Midfield, ball took a while to actually hit the ground. Fusion do momentarily come away with it, and as soon as I say that, Duluth will deflect it out of bounds for Blue Green's throw-in. Fusion forwards trying to take the ball away, and they do so successfully. Over on the far side there, I believe that's Peruzzo. Out of bounds. No, now Peruzzo has it though. Seen a lot of aggressiveness from both of these teams, both on an offensive effort as well as a defensive effort. If from the defensive standpoint, and this goes for both teams, if they're not careful, it could result in an opportunity for the offense going the other way. Continue to be aggressive, but just make sure that they're in control of what's going on so they don't give up a turnover or create a breakaway style opportunity there for one of the opposing players. Once again, if you're just tuning in, Duluth FC running a 4-3-3 formation and a 4-4-2 for the Dakota Fusion. Blue Greens, you're working it up the far sideline, tried to cut in, ball comes loose, and a whistle, and the flag goes up. He was offside. Sanchia's the goalie for the Fusion. Will work it to the far sideline there. They'll try and work it up. Once again, the Fusion trying to work those sidelines to try and spread out that 4 defender, 3 midfielder. So in essence, 7 defenders for Duluth FC. Those guys in the midfield play offense or defense. So you could look at it as 6 offensive players and 7 defensive players, even though there's only 11 on the team. And good no call there by the official, in my humble opinion. They'll work it up near side. That's Artiga. And Artiga will send it in. Nobody home, and racing after it will be Ellingson, but he won't catch up to it before it goes out of bounds. However, it will be a Fusion throw-in. Work it up to the near side here. That's Artiga. He'll go out of bounds. Ball boy almost made a basket into the garbage can there to the left of the Blue Greens bench. Out of bounds. It'll go out for a throw-in. So the Blue Greens defense was able to keep it from going over the back line. And now near side here, it's Lai with it. Lai has it go off his foot. And that'll be a Blue Greens throw-in. Outside of the one goal, it's been a mostly defensive battle here for both of the teams so far. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of aggressive defense, and if you're a little bit too aggressive, it could result in an opportunity for that other team, and that's exactly what happened for that goal for Duluth FC. So now the Fusion playing from behind, and they'll get a whistle here and a free kick for the Fusion, or for the Blue Greens, excuse me. Some Fusion fans not in entire agreement with that call, but that's probably the most unharmonious relationship in sports, is the fan and the official. Tossing it in here will be Nicola Lai. He'll get it onto the foot of Buabong. And now the Blue Greens bring it back. Nice through pass, but it goes off the back heel of Gonzalez. And that could have been an opportunity for the Blue Greens, but Gonzalez defended that unknowingly. This will be a free kick from just outside of the goal box, and now we have our second yellow card. So both teams have a yellow card now. this yellow card coming in the 33rd minute of play. So the Fusion will set up their wall of defense on this free kick that's coming approximately 25 yards out from the net. This is what I would consider a dangerous scoring chance for the Fusion defense here, or a prime opportunity for the Blue Greens offense, however you want to look at it. It looks like Nyes will be the one who will take the kick, but we'll see if they switch anything up here or not. And it's punched away as he was going for that far post, and a nice save there by Sanchez. Fusion using those short passes to work the ball up little by little. Now they drop it all the way back here to Sanchez. And now they'll look for some space. Nice job here by the Fusion, finding those players that have some open space to make some moves. Nice pass. It's collected there by Ryusuke Miyata. And now it comes all the way back here to Kumakura. Back to Miyata. And Miyata sends it up. And a nice right leg there by the Blue Greens defender, who's way too far away for me to identify. And that one got deflected wide right of the net. Goalie shakes the hand of his teammate who deflected that back. And that sets up a corner kick here for the Fusion. Nice punch out there by Foltz. That'll be a throw in from the far sideline here for the Fusion. So we're gonna add up the numbers now that everything's working on our software. So ignore the graphics that are gonna pop up here in just a moment. All right, there you go. 7-4 is your official free kick number at the moment in favor of the Blue Greens, and we'll get those other stats updated here momentarily. .38th minute of play now here at Jim Gana Stadium. 1-0 in favor of Duluth FC off the goal in the 19th minute by Eduardo Nyes. And the Fusion have yet to respond. They'll work it back to their defense. Just on the other side of midfield, coming all the way back to Sanchez. And Sanchez will send it to the far side. Sanchez will control it again. And he'll put the right leg on it, send it upfield. Blue Greens send it back up in the air, and it's controlled by the Fusion. Chested down nicely there by Peruzzo. But they can't control it beyond that. Loose ball, I believe that'll be a blue-green throw-in here, and it will be according to the far sideline official. Nice tip around there by Buabong. And now the Fusion will look to set up an attack of some sorts here as they get it over to Nicola Lai. Lai will tap it back there for Peruzzo. Peruzzo switches fields, and now they send it back in. And a header's over the goalie, but it got deflected wide left. It was Romano Sanchez who tried to direct it into the net. Romano Sanchez had one of the 4 goals that the Fusion scored against the Minnesota Blizzard 1 week ago tonight. Matter of fact, I think that was the first goal, if memory. It was the first or second goal. If memory serves me correctly, I think it was the first goal. So we now get ready to exit the 40th minute of play. They're saying that one out of bounds as it went through the legs there of Edmondson for the Blue Greens. And it touched one of his ankles on the way out. Blue Greens will look to move it upfield. They get it over to the far sideline. We'll see if they can set something up there as the Fusion defense collapses in on him. And now we're going to have another yellow card here. Sun dips behind some clouds now, and that's always a positive, especially if you're playing on a turf field. That turf field's probably 5 to 10 degrees warmer than a grass field would be under the same weather conditions. As Kumakura works it back to Sanchez, and he gives it right back to Kumakura. Kumakura being chased from behind. He's able to control it. It'll pop back here. The Fusion will look to make a move. They had some space, but the passing seam was blocked. And the Blue Greens pick up possession of the ball. And attacking aggressively there was Miata. And Miata's able to take it away here for the Fusion. I'm sorry, that was actually Peruzzo who took it away there for the Fusion. It was Miata up the near sideline that Peruzzo was trying to get it to there on that pass, but misconnected. Deflect out of bounds for a Fusion throw, and they'll be taken by Nicola Lai. And Lai will try and send it back in, but it's immediately deflected out by the Blue Greens, and Lai will have another throw in. 43rd minute of play now. We'll send it in. Loose ball, Blue Greens get to it. And a nice job there by Foltz, knowing that he can't pick it up with his hands since it was sent back by his own teammate. And now we have a temporary stoppage here as we enter the 44th minute of play. So with that collision, looks like the Blue Greens will sub somebody in here. As I look to my left, it looks like they have somebody getting suited up here. It is Jay Price, number 22, checking into the lineup here for the Blue Greens. As we now enter the 45th minute of play. And about 45 seconds away from stoppage time here. And we'll see how much stoppage time they put on the board. I guess we have a good 3 minutes probably. But that's just my guess at the moment. I haven't seen a signal yet. That's Price with the ball there for Duluth FC, and he'll try and curve it in, but goes a little bit wide right. It was a good attempted shot there by Price, just a little bit wide right. And in 9 seconds, we'll enter stoppage time. I accidentally stopped our clock at 40, and I forgot that it was 45 because there's that 5-minute difference between this game and the high school games that I do, so. Fusion might have a little bit of space here. And they tried to get that pass through the seam, and it was momentarily deflected away there by the Blue Greens, and now it's picked up on the far side there by the Fusion. They'll try and set up another attack. And they'll blow that one to a stoppage, and that'll prevent what could have potentially have been a Fusion opportunity. I think the Fusion here coming out of halftime might some of the retools they might talk about here going into the second half is being maybe a little bit more patient on those passes, making sure that you got the passing lane that you need to get it to your teammate. And overall, both these teams have been playing very, very well. But if the Fusion could work on that small aspect, they might be able to get a couple opportunities to tie this one up. Like I said, it's a small margin of error here. And this game could easily be 0-0. Still waiting for that triple whistle to signify the end of the first half as we're in stoppage time here in half number 1. And that attempt didn't make it to the net there. That was off the foot of Miata. Now want to go out of bounds. We'll have a throw in here for the Blue Greens. Send it over to the near side here where there's plenty of space for the Blue-Greens to work. Chew up some of that stoppage time clock, and the Fusion get it back. Here comes Lai. Lai tried to center it in, but the Blue-Green defense was right there. They tried to get it there to Peruzzo, but he couldn't do anything with it. He had that defender on him in a bad angle there and wasn't able to set up any type of shot. Stopped there in the backfield by Gail Gonzalez. They work it back up the far side. It's Hajaz. Now all the way back here to Sanchez. Sanchez will work it out to the far side. I'm not sure how far into the stoppage time we are. I'm guessing we're about 4 or 5 minutes in already. I had a hunch that we'd have quite a bit of stoppage time here in this first half. And it turns out that hunch was correct. See if the Fusion can net one in here before the end of the first half. Once again, that shot didn't even make it. Another block shot. That's probably a stat I should keep track of, is block shots, because there's been a lot of them in this game. I don't even know if that's an official stat, to be honest. Foltz will sky up and get that one and prevent any chance that the Fusion may have had. And they certainly had guys in there to create something. All the way back to Sanchez. We'll see if they have enough time to make another push down the field here. In 4 seasons, this might be the longest amount of stoppage time I've seen. So throw in there, and Foltz comes in again, and he just annihilates, and there's the whistle. That will end the first half of play, and Foltz on a couple of great saves there in stoppage time on chances there for the Fusion that could potentially tie this one up. But instead, it's 1-0 as we go to halftime here in favor of the Duluth FC Blue-Greens. And we'll go to a break, and we'll come back with the second half here in about 10 to 15 minutes here on MSPN Digital Television.
Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television. We are at halftime of this Dakota Fusion game. Our broadcast team will return shortly for the second half, which is coming up in minutes right here on MSPN Digital Television. Follow us online on our social media platforms. Simply search MSPN DTV, and when you see our logo, you'll know it's us. Visit MSPNDTV.com to learn more about MSPN Digital Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and become a member for as low as $9.99 per month. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television. Visit MSPNDTV.com to learn more about MSPN Digital Television. Advertising on MSPN Digital Television is a win-win. Support a channel that will support your business. Our production team will ensure promotion of your business is a success during MSPN broadcasts. Haven't tried online digital television advertising before? Mention this ad. All first-time sponsors will receive 10% off. Call or email info@mspndtv.com or 320-337-MSPN. That's 320-337-6776. Visit mspndtv.com to learn more about MSPN Digital Television. Interact with MSPN Digital Television online. Simply search MSPN DTV to find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Once you see our logo, you'll know it's us. Get news, highlights, and final scores on all the games, teams, and athletes that you care about the most. And don't forget about our website at mspndtv.com. It's the social life of MSPN Digital TV. Just search MSPN DTV and start following us today. This is MSPN Digital Television, promoting local teams and local athletes since 2017 in North Dakota and Minnesota. Advertise your business on MSPN Digital Television. For more information, you can send us an email to info@mspndtv.com. You can also give us a call during regular business hours by dialing 320-337-MSPN. That's 320-337-6776. Mention this ad in your conversation with us, and we will take 10% off your sponsorship package. Put your product or service in front of hundreds of loyal viewers per game. MSPN Digital Television. Visit us online at our website, mspndtv.com. Subscribe to the channel and become a member for as low as $9.99 per month. Cancel anytime. No questions asked.
All right, welcome back as we get ready to go forward here with the second half of action. Thanks to our sponsors at Essential Health, Network Technology Solutions, MTI, Synergy for Success, Otter Tail Corporation, Town Country Credit Union, and Oasis C-Store and Jasmine's Cafe in Glendon. Thank you so much for your support of Dakota Fusion Soccer. Those sponsors make this whole thing possible. And we're not just talking about the broadcast. We're talking about the entire program of Dakota Fusion Soccer. We certainly appreciate all of their help to make it something that we can do here each and every year. So once again, the Fusion in the black, going right to left this time. Once again, coming up after today's matchup, Duluth FC will remain on the road as they head over to Minnetonka to take on the Minnesota Twin Stars. That's their next matchup. That's 8 p.m. on, I believe, May 29th. So in about 4 days from now. So we'll see if the Fusion make any adjustments here as they're down 1-0. It's Takumi Sato who got tripped up there by the turf monster and lost it. Blue Greens regain control. Sun's tucked away behind the clouds, and unlike it was in the first half, cools things down a little bit. Feels nice, even up here in the press box. Got a nice breeze coming through the open windows up here. Blue Greens look to put on their first attack here of the second half. Nice control of the ball there. They find the seam. Now he's got to get around the defender, and he puts a shot on. I don't think Sachia's touched it. Maybe he did. No, it was a blue-green player that touched it last, so it'll be a Fusion throw-in. So that'll be booted out of there by Kumakura. And now the Fusion will bring it up the far sideline. They'll slowly work it into the middle of the field. They'll switch fields here now here to Ellingson. Ellingson will try and do something with it here on the near sideline. He'll drop it back to Hodges. And Hodges will send it through. Chested down there nicely, and they'll pop it through. Running up on it there, Sato, and it's booted out of bounds over the end line for a Dakota Fusion corner kick. That one's sent in. Touched up on, and there's a whistle. So Foltz, who had a couple of big saves in stoppage time at the end of the first half, controls it, and now they'll work it out near sideline here. Duluth able to control it. Going down is Makamoto. But he's back up. And now Duluth was going to go on the attack there, but a nice steal. And the ball will get loose out to the far sideline. Under the foot now of Kumakura. He'll dump it back here to Senchias. Send it over far side. It's controlled there by Nicola Lai. And it's going to be a blue-green throw in there. This is his last touch by Felix Buabong of the Fusion. That one misconnected on the throw-in. The Fusion able to control it. Now Hodges will send it up, but the pass was deflected back. And now they'll get it to the guy that the pass was originally intended for, and that was Ellingson. A couple of touches later, they bring the ball back to midfield here onto the foot of Gonzalez. That one's sent in, and that one's sent right back out by the Blue-Greens. And that will be a free kick here, as getting tripped up was one of the blue-green players on the far side. Fusion looking to create numbers there. They'll call a trip up and a free kick here for the Fusion. Ellingson will try and do something with it here as he taps it back to his teammate, Sato. Sato tried to center it, and he jumped over the ball, and now back come the Blue-Greens. They'll send the ball through, and they get it through successfully. The problem is there's nobody in there for him to center the ball into at the moment. Fusion get a little bit of a lucky break there. Fusion midfielders will work it. It's Hajaz here on the near sideline. He'll send it right back onto the foot there of Kumakura. And Kumakura will work it and get the ball right back. Unable to do anything there with it was Ellingson. And now four legs get tangled up. They'll say it's a Fusion free kick. And now they'll say it's a Blue-Greens free kick instead. So looks like we'll have a substitution here. Oliviero, oh, let's try that again. That's actually Wood coming in, number 14. So 14 for the Blue Greens is Wood. He comes in at the 55th minute of play. Blue-green defense will control it, set something up, and send it upfield. And here comes, this could be an opportunity. That one sent wide. And I believe that was Wood who sent it wide. It's the only player on the roster that has a 4 on his jersey. That was probably one of the best, outside of the goal they scored back in the 18th minute, or 19th minute, excuse me. That was probably one of the best opportunities the Blue Greens have had since that goal. And a little too much there for the Blue Greens to catch up to it. And it'll be a Fusion throw-in, as Lai will toss it in there for the Fusion. Now they'll cross it back over here as they switch fields to Hajaz. And now they switch it back to the opposite end where it came from originally. Send it in. The pass is intended there for Felix Boulabong. Chipped away, Blue Green's able to control it, and they get it across midfield. And if they hurry, they might have some numbers here. And a nice takeaway there by the Fusion, a clean takeaway. I believe that was the Jaws, but then the Blue Greens get it right back. The takeaway by Hajaz stopped that Blue Greens attack, even though the Blue Greens got it back. It was a positive moment there for the Fusion. They'll send it up near side here. For, I believe that may have been Price. Can't quite see the jersey number. That one sent in, chasing after it. There's Gonzalez for the Fusion. And he'll catch up to it, set something up. He'll switch it over to Hajaz. Hajaz will send it back to Kumakuro. Gonzalez working with it. Sends it into the middle of the field. Gets it onto the foot there of Takumi Sato. And now back over to Hajaz. And Hajaz has some space to work with. Drop it back and then right back to Hajaz. He keeps it on the line. Duluth FC saying it went out of bounds. No confirmation signal from the referee yet. And now which side of the flag did that go on? It went on the left side, or my left, the player's right. No, my right, the player's left. So it would be a throw-in. And now Hajaz will throw it in here for the Fusion. These two teams probably have the, not probably, they do have the most history of playing against each other, going, I believe it's all the way back to either 2016 or 2017. And that was back when it was Fargo FC instead of Dakota Fusion. Dakota Fusion came into the mix a couple seasons later, and these two teams have played the most out of all the teams in the Northern Conference. And it seems like Duluth FC and then the other one that causes problems for Dakota Fusion is Med City. Matter of fact, the Fusion lost to Med City 2-0 in that first round playoff matchup last year. But with that said, the Fusion have drastically improved over the last 2 seasons. There's no doubt about that, and it's good to see this Fusion team put up some more high-quality competition against their opponents and actually come out with wins in some of these matches, which is great compared to the early years of the program when it was not a pretty sight. We'll put it that way. Pretty sight on the scoreboard. It's probably the best way to put that. In the 61st minute now, you get the feeling that somebody's going to score a goal. Either the Fusion to knot it up at 1 or Duluth to go up 2-0. But then, you know, the way this game has been going, I get a feeling that the next goal will be the last goal of the game. So for the Fusion fans, they're hoping that that last goal of the game goes their way, but we'll find out. Dakota Fusion and Duluth FC, 2 of 4 teams in the Northern Conference that remain undefeated in the early part of the season here. Duluth FC leads the way with 7 points on 2 wins and 1 draw in conference play. And that draw came in a 0-0 duel with the Dakota Fusion. Nice job there by Sanchez to stop that one. Made it look probably easier than it was. As we enter the 62nd minute of play now. So apologize for the clock there. Apparently I forgot to set the setting where it goes above 60 minutes. So I'll give you verbal cues on how much time is or where we're at in the game here, and I'll get it fixed for next week. That, or maybe I think it's actually 2 weeks from now, as the Fusion go on the road on May 29th. So not quite 2 weeks from now, but they're back home on June 1st. So I'll have the clock fixed by June 1st, I promise. So right now we're in the 64th minute, about to enter the 65th minute. Fusion defense catch up to that one, and they do, as Kumakuro catches up to it. And a near trip up, nearly lost possession, but a lucky bounce of the ball allows Duluth to keep it. Assist to the turf field, making that ball go a little bit faster than it probably normally would. Ellingson unable to take it away. Hajaz now boots it off his defender's shin pad out of bounds, and Hajaz will toss it in. Hajaz will send it back there for Gonzalez. We're now in the 66th minute of play. Fusion able to head that throw in up to about midfield before the Blue Greens retake control of it. They'll send it over near side here. And they are able to keep it in bounds. And a collision. And they're going to pull out another card here. That's the third yellow card handed out to Duluth FC here in this contest. So this will add some stoppage time to the end of this half here as Ellingson on a play down the near sideline got tripped up on what appeared to be knee-to-knee contact and took a heavy tumble. It looks like he'll stay in the ball game, which is great. So Hajaz will set up a free kick here from midfield. They'll work it out far side where it's touched up on there by Gonzalez. He'll work it back here for Kumakura. And Kumakura looks to go right and then sends it right back over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez feeds it through the defense there onto the foot of Miata. And Miata sends it up. Racing after it there is Makamoto. And that one's taken or sent out there by the Blue Greens defense, but right to a Fusion player and possibly nearly a handball there. Nicola Lai came that close to possibly drawing a whistle. Throw in there for Duluth FC as they will dump it back to the defense. Send it up the near side. Nearly got tripped up and not allowed the Fusion to take over. Both of these teams been playing stellar defense on each other. I'd say the edge might go to Duluth FC just by a little bit. And that has nothing to do with the fact of the scoreboard. If it was 0-0, I'd still say that. And he cannot quite catch up to it before it crosses over the line. We'll have a substitution here for the Fusion. Alex Benitez will come into the lineup, it appears, and looks like he's going to come in for Ellingson. So Ellingson out and Benitez in for the Fusion. We also have a change here for Duluth FC. Looks like Solaris is coming out, and I didn't see who snuck in. So free kick here for Duluth FC. They'll take the easy route. Send it in, and was he offside? Yes, he was. Flag came up right away. Snuck in behind that last defender, and that's going to draw a whistle 10 times out of 10. If you're unfamiliar with the offside rule, you have to be in line with the last defender or in front of them at the point the pass is made. Once the pass is made, you can go as far up the field as you want, but until that pass is made, you have to be side by side or in front of that final defender. Otherwise, they'll raise the flag on the sideline for that offside call. We'll send it out near side here for Jaws. Jaws trying to make a move, and he has that one taken away. Once again, that blue-green defense coming in crucial in those critical moments there where the Fusion are trying to create those opportunities. Fusion coming up field there. That is Miata. And now Miata has it taken away. And that's what's impressive about this Duluth FC defense, is that it does not appear that they've made a mistake yet. And it's critical that they continue to not make mistakes, because the Fusion are good enough where if they can capitalize on a Duluth FC mistake, it could be 1-1 sooner than later. And that one's coming out. It got deflected. Lucky bounce there for the Fusion. If the Blue Greens could have got on top of that one, it could have easily been 2-0. But Sanchillas did everything he could on that particular play to keep that one out of the net. And he got the assist via the lucky bounce. That curved it to the near sideline as we enter the 73rd minute of play now here at Jim Gata Stadium in Moorhead. All the way back to Foltz. Foltz will send it to the far side here for Duluth. And that one's turned over momentarily. Can they catch up to it? Yes, no, they cannot. Flag goes up. And that'll be a throw in for Duluth. And there's a shot, and it just went a little bit wide left. That's one of the better opportunities of the entire game here for Duluth, or for the Dakota Fusion. Fusion have approximately 17 minutes to try and get one into the back of the net and knock this one up. Duluth FC has done a fantastic job defensively here in this matchup up to the first 73 plus minutes of this one. Probably make it closer to 83 with the amount of stoppage time we had in that first half, but Duluth wanted the throw in. They're not going to get it. Instead, Jaws will set up for the throw in. He'll send it downfield. It was intended there for Benitez. He was not able to do anything with it. Now Benitez is in the area, but loose ball, and they come away with it. And and that's going to be a free kick for sure. Will it be more than that? No, it will not. So they'll work it all the way back here to Gonzalez. Gonzalez switches it near side here for Pinto. Now drop back to Ellings. Check that. Hajaz, excuse me. And all the way back to Sanchez. And Sanchez will put a large foot on that one. Nobody there for the Fusion on the advancement of the by the header there, and Duluth will boot it into the parking lot. Fusion looking for some passing lanes there in close. You kind of get this feeling that they are close. They are close to breaking through here. I think of the entire game, this is the most time they spent in the attacking side of the field. So Hajaz will control it. He'll send it right up there to Kumakura. Right back to Hajaz. Hajaz will get around his defender. He'll put a through ball up onto the foot there of Benitez. And now comes back out here for Makimoto. Makimoto with a centering pass. Chasing after it, there's Lai. Lai catches up to it. He'll drop it back. Can't quite see who that is. And the Fusion will work it in. And the shot is into the back of the net. And we are tied at the 77th minute. It is 1-1. He picked that one up on the far sideline. He dribbled sideways through a bunch of blue-green defenders. And he was able to get the right foot on it and buried it into the back of the net. And we're knotted up at 1-1. Once again, that goal comes in the 77th minute. So if this score stands, both teams will come away with at least a point in this contest, both on the scoreboard and in the standings. But like I said, there's still approximately 12 minutes and change to play plus stoppage time, as we're in the 78th minute now. Sanchez comes out. That was Inchun Han with the goal in the 77th minute for the Fusion. So Eduardo Nais for the Blue Greens back in the 18th minute, and now Inchun Han for the Fusion in the 77th minute. And we're knotted up at a goal apiece. As we're a few seconds away from entering the 80th minute of play. Can one of these teams get another one? We mentioned it a little bit ago that we felt like the Fusion were close to breaking through, and, well, predicted that one accurately. And we'll see if that was enough for the Fusion to figure out this Duluth FC defense or not. Hajaz tosses it back here for Kumakurua. He'll put it onto the foot there of Pinto. They'll come all the way back, and they'll send it all the way back to Sanchez. Sanchez will set it up. Directed out near side here for Kumakurua. Midfield and out of bounds for a Fusion throw-in. So now as we enter the 81st minute of play, we have a 1-1 game here between the Fusion and the, I suppose I should put that point on the scoreboard here for the Fusion. And that was offside. It looked like Foltz was going to make a save on it regardless, but it was offside, so it didn't matter. The Fusion certainly seemed to have the momentum here in the past 7-8 minutes of play. Now want to be a Fusion throw-in. My side of Dylan, he's chiming in, he's cheering on the Fusion. And he has reason to cheer now for sure. As the lights are on, they've probably been on for a while, but I just noticed them now here at Jim Gada Stadium. We've only had one match here at Jim Gada Stadium go to a nighttime game, and that was towards the end of the season last year when I don't remember who they were playing, but neither team had a white jersey. They both had the dark colored jerseys that were similar in color, so the Dakota Fusion had to delay the start of the game to go get a new set of jerseys so that we would have a way to differentiate the teams on the field. And as a result, that was the only game last season, or in the last 4 seasons that I've been associated with the Fusion, that there's been a significant need for the stadium lights. Hajaz will control it here. He's got 2 defenders closing in on him, and Kumakura will get the ball right back, and they're finding some passing seams here. And you feel like the Fusion could be setting something up here, and that will be a trip up. So this free kick will come 30 yards out from the net. But it certainly appears, in comparison from the first 70 minutes of this game to the last 8 or so minutes of this game, that the Fusion have seemed to have figured something out here. And they'll put it right on net. One bounce, and it's picked up by Foltz. Nice save. Foltz will put a boot on that over midfield. Coming away with it there is Price. Fusion will get it back. And that one did not go the direction of the net. And a goal kick here for Sanchez. The Fusion will try and bring it upfield. Maybe a dangerous pass back there, but they're able to get it, and he goes high up over his defender's head and able to get it up to, I believe that's Price, Yep, Jay Price with the ball right now for the Blue Greens. Now Fusion will come away with it. Near sideline, it's controlled, sent back in and now head official stepping in between two opposing players there to calm the waters. Kumakura will roll the ball to the point where the official says he should spot it at, and he'll dump it immediately back to Sanchias. Sanchias looking around, he'll put a right foot on it, send it upfield. Blue-green defense solid there on that attempt. And now on the near side here, it's Makimoto. He centers it in, and that'll be a corner kick for the Fusion. Is diving in on, was one of the midfielders to head it out of bounds and prevent that dangerous scoring chance there for the Fusion. Some construction of the press box blocking our camera there, the corner kick, but I promise you it was a corner kick. Sanchias will control it here as we approach the 88th minute of play. So about 2 minutes to go, plus whatever stoppage time they add on to it. And we're in a 1-1 draw here at the moment. These two teams played a 0-0 draw just 2 days ago. 3 goals have been scored in the 2 matches, but only 2 of them have counted on the scoreboard. Fusion, ooh, I guess he wasn't offsides. I thought he was. And he puts a foot on it, and it's going to be a corner kick as Folt's able to make the save. Gets his hands up to pop it up over the crossbar, and from the far side, another corner kick here for the Fusion. As we're now in the 89th minute, so we got 1 minute of regulation plus whatever stoppage time to play here. Corner kick is up. Nice placement, but Foltz, just like he did in stoppage time in the first half, came in there and robbed any opportunity for the Fusion to put together some sort of attack on that corner kick. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say he stands 6'5", but in moments like that, it almost looks like he's 8 feet tall. It's pretty impressive to see. So we're closing up. We have another yellow card here. It's the 4th one of the match for Duluth. So they'll send that one in. Foltz in there, it's headed, and it's into the back of the net. It comes at the 89 minute, 19 second in the 90th minute. all those times that Fultz came out to try and rob an opportunity, and that one backfired. And we were talking about the aggressive defense all the way from the beginning of the game and how one miscue could result in a winner, and that may have just been the miscue that we were talking about. So Duluth FC gets that gets the goal, the kick at midfield right at the 90-minute mark. So we are officially in stoppage time now. I would guess we have at least 3 minutes, probably more, but at least 3. Throw in, and that one's headed. I think it may have gotten deflected to the right side because that's not where the initial heading attempt was at. Fultz comes all the way up to midfield, or just shy of midfield here, the goalie for Duluth FC. As we have a corner kick here, and that one, oh, if Duluth would have had a player there, we would have been tied at 2. A golden opportunity that they could not capitalize on. So they get another corner kick from the opposite side now. So now both teams have 4 corner kicks in this match. Now on a roll out for a throw-in. That one just high over the crossbar. So Duluth FC running out of opportunities here as the Fusion get a goal in the 90th minute. 89-19 officially on the clock when that goal was scored. And Duluth is in danger now, suffering their first loss of the season in conference play. Centering pass, and another one, and that's 3-1 now. That one comes in stoppage time. And that will seal the deal here for the Fusion. Barring a miraculous turnaround here, the Fusion are going to come away with a victory tonight over Duluth FC. Points-wise, it'll keep Duluth in the #1 spot, but at least I think it will. Guess we'll see when the standings are updated. We'll call that the 94th minute. Give or take about 1 minute. Still waiting for the official stats to update here. See who got those last 2 goals for the Fusion. I can tell you they were 2 different players. Well, what a turnaround this has been for Dakota. It looked like Duluth FC had this one locked down for over 90% of the contest here. And Dakota Fusion, with about 13 minutes to play in the 77th minute, scored that goal to tie it. And at that point, the way this game was going, we thought, okay, well, this one might end in a 1-1 draw. But the Fusion have tacked on 2 more, one right at the 90th minute and one in stoppage time. They'll redo that free kick here for the Blue Greens. They'll send it in. So they get the tying goal, and that'll do it. That is your final score, Dakota Fusion, with 2 late goals in the 90th minute and potentially the 94th minute. Pick up a 3-1 victory here over Duluth FC. So now with the Blue Greens loss, there are only 3 teams, pending the outcomes of other action tonight, that remain undefeated. And Dakota Fusion is one of those 3 teams. So the next matchup here for Duluth FC is going to be on the road when they take on Minnesota Twin Stars at Minnetonka High School. That is on May 29th at 8 p.m. And then they remain on the road for 2 more matches after that. A 7 p.m. matchup on June 1st at Sioux Falls Thunder. And then a 7:45 matchup on June 4th at St. Croix Legends, before they come back home finally on June 8th to take on the Minnesota Twin Stars at home. For the Dakota Fusion, they have a road game on the 29th at Siouxland United, and then they come back home on June 1st to take on Joy AC, and now the Fusion remain undefeated with a 4-0 win over the Minnesota Blizzard last week and a 3-1 win over Duluth FC this week. For the Blue-Green fans who tuned in, we know that it didn't go your way on the scoreboard, but outside of that, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast nonetheless. And for the Fusion fans, congratulations on the victory. And your team is still undefeated in the early stages of this season. It's only 2 games, but undefeated is undefeated, whether it's 1 game or 10 games. So we'll see how they do against Siouxland United. And then they got the home game against Joyce St. Louis Park on June 1st. So those are the next 2 matchups here for Dakota Fusion. We'll have that matchup on June 1st live for you here on the Dakota Fusion YouTube channel. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us. You have a great day, a great night, I should say. Once again, your final score, the Dakota Fusion 3 and the Duluth FC Blue Greens 1. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again sometime soon here on June 1st.
Thanks for watching this MSPN broadcast. To learn more about MSPN Digital Television, visit us online at mspndtv.com or by searching MSPN DTV on most current social media platforms.